Hi, welcome to part 2 of a lesson on functions. Today we're going to look, as you can see from the title, is composite functions. So that means we're dealing with two functions taking place. So that means one thing's going to happen and then another thing's going to happen. All right. But essentially, again, this is a little bit like the notation, and it's trying to understand that notation and not get bogged down with it. All right. So we're still looking at f of x and g of x and all things, and we're going to have two of those kind of put together. But if you think about any number, before we're going to get into this, if I said to you, take a number 5 and then double it, that'll give me 10, and then add 4, then that's going to give me 14. All right, so the idea of, obviously, that's two composite functions of adding one thing and then doing something else to it. All right, so I doubled it and then added 4. Now if I swap that around, and if I take a number, add 4 and then double it, well, if I take my number 5 again, add 4, which is 9, then double it, give me 18. It gives me a different answer. All right, so the order of those functions, what you've done there, matters. Okay, so that's what we're going to look at today. So composite function is when you apply more than one function to a variable. All right, so that's the terminology, but of course we're going to try and do it with this notation. All right, so g of f of x means x has been substituted into f of x, then into g of x. Now that's kind of very, very wordy, very, very wordy indeed. All right, so I'm going to try and break it down to make it a little bit more simple for you to kind of understand. All right, so first of all, we need two different functions. All right, so we're going to take a function here where we're going to add 4 to it effectively. So I'd take a number and add 4 to it, and this one over here, you'd take a number, you'd triple it and take away 5. All right, so we've got two different functions taking place. And what we're going to do to it is we're going to do two different things to it. So once we've done add 4 to it, we then need to times it by 3 and take away 5. All right, that's effectively what we're doing. It's two very different things. And of course, what I mentioned is the order matters. The order absolutely matters in terms of doing this. Do I triple it and take away 5 and then add 4? Or do I add 4, then triple it and then take away 5? Well, of course, this is what this process is all about. Okay. So when we're talking about composite functions, the best thing to do is, before we do g of f of 2, we need to think about g of f f of 2 first of all, because f of 2 is this bit here. So we're going to start by putting f of 2. So this means you first calculate f of 2, then substitute around into g of x. All right. So what you've actually got here is g of f of 2. All right. So we go from right to left. So that's probably the most important bit. We're going to go from right to left. So we're going to take this one here and then do this one. All right. So as you can see from here, we've got f of 2. So let's do f of 2. So f of 2, like in part 1, is 2 plus 4, which is going to give me 6. All right. So it's a 6. All right. So that's f of 2. That bit there. 6. Now we've got g of f of 2. So that means g of x. So what we've got now is g of 6, because we've just worked out that bit. So that is the order we were doing it. We're going to take this number, the 6, and then put it into here. All right, so 6 goes into this one, which is 3 times 6, which is 18. Take away 5, it'll give you 13. All right, so I hope you followed that. All right, but essentially, we do the f of 2 bit first, the bit on the right-hand side, which is this bit, get an answer, and then look at the bit on the factors there, and then it goes into the other one. All right. So let's think about the other way around. All right. So we had g of f of 2. We've now got f of g of 7. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do g of 7 first. So we're going to have g of 7 into here. You're going to get an answer, and then that one will go into this one over here. Okay, hope that makes sense. So let's do it. So for g of 7, we've got 3 times the 7 take away 5. So from this bit over here, which is going to give me 16. All right, so that's g of 7. So that's this bit here, g of 7, g of 7. We're now going to put that 16 into f. So wherever 16 goes there, so that means 16 is going to go there. So f16 is equal to 16 plus the 4, which is going to give me 20. All right, so they're composite functions. Two things happening, but the order here really, really matters. All right, really, really matters. You're going to take the bit on the right-hand side first, and then put it to the one on the So same for here, took the one on the right hand side and then put it into the one on the left. Okay, All right, well, that's composite functions for you in a nutshell. Hopefully find that relatively straightforward. Please go onto the website maths-school.co.uk, have a bit of practice, get familiar with it, and hopefully you'll nail it in the exam. Cheers then.